Good morning, everyone. Come on in the room. Good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you're receiving this video. It is Pamela, the Conscious Queen, back at you with another video. How's everyone doing? Hey, wanted to talk to you guys about shit that happens in life, mistakes. We all make mistakes. But you know what, chosen ones? The mistakes you went through, the things, the battles and all that, that was needed to build you, to build your character. Grab you something to sip on. Hey, come on back. Let's chat. I'm not going to go anywhere. I'm going to stay right here. But hey, grab you something while we're chatting. Hey, mistakes are needed. And y'all know I have to write it down in order to come back and give it to you because my memory is, but working on it. Hey, I am blessed, highly favored, thankful, grateful, and blessed. So as you are. Hey, but mistakes, y'all. Mistakes are needed. And I've made a lot of mistakes in my life. I had to go back and look at some of that stuff that I had did and recreate and recorrect the shit that I did. Hey, but I stumbled and fumbled until I got to where I am today. How else would I've known to learn? How else would I've recreated? How else would I have risen above all the shit that I went through? How else, unless I made mistakes? How can you help someone if you haven't made mistakes, if you've never been in my shoes? How can you help someone or their shoes? How can you help someone if you haven't walked that journey? I used to tell doctors and well, not doctors, let me back up. Facilitators that held groups and stuff like that. If you've never been where I've been, you cannot tell me how to change this shit. You cannot. When I was, and still is a cigarette smoker, but when I was working at this company, they had a group thing going on, a incentive group thing that we could attend at our lunch break or on our break or something like that. And you were to go in there and there's this guy telling you about how to stop smoking. They were going to give you the gum, the patches, and all of that. They were going to give you a program to work and everything like that. But I'm like, and so, me being who I am, I spoke up and said, hey, do you smoke cigarettes? He says, no, I've never smoked cigarettes. I said, have you ever smoked cigarettes? He says, no. But statistics say. I said, you know what? And I got up and walked out the room because statistics is not me. And if you've never smoked a cigarette, how can you tell me about something that I'm needing to make a choice on doing? You can't do it. You can't do it. So how you can, I want to have whatever I've done in life. Let me say this. I want to be able to come back and help somebody with me learning from what I did wrong. How else will you learn unless you make the mistake? And then, karma can be a motherfucker. It can be. But when you come back and correct that mistake and change that shit, recreate whatever you got to do to it to make it better, make you feel better, do it. That's how I'm able to come on here and talk to you guys and tell you, hey, I made mistakes in my life, a million mistakes. But each one I'm tapping into and I'm changing that shit. I'm forgiving myself for the mistake. I'm learning from the mistake. And I'm moving on from the mistake. I couldn't come on here and say anything to you guys if I hadn't learned from the mistake. From all the conditioning that was put in us. From all the conditioning and all of that. But the mistakes that have happened in the beginning of my life, I've come and I've forgiven myself and learned from them. You've got to be able to grow from them, expand from the mistakes, not hold yourself captive. Long time I did that. I'm free now. I'm free. I freed myself of the bondage of the slavery of me and the mistakes I've made. I've forgiven myself. I've loved on myself. Congratulated myself for moving on, not to make that mistake again. And so that's a long story with a lot of other things going on. No, I have no relationship at the moment because I had made a lot of mistakes in that area. As far as in significant other learned from a lot of that. No longer fearful of going into the relationship again, but just being more aware of what I want. Yeah, now once you learn from the mistake, you encourage yourself. You've learned, you're moving on. You've worked it, you've grown, you've expanded. Move on from that shit. Don't stay there. Do not stay there. Okay? So the mistake was done. You went back, seen what you needed to do, worked that shit, got it out the way. Now you've let it go. Now you can breathe and move on. Know that, chosen one, that you've been destined for greatness. Mistakes should not hold you back. Not at all. Know it. I love you guys. Hey, because what you've learned from your mistakes, you can go and help someone else. You can go on and teach someone. With that said, I love you guys. Hey, be looking forward for the next video. I'll see you guys. Bye.